Good morning. Yay! Happy Wednesday. Cheers. I got some Liftoff back in stock, so I got some lemon lime Liftoff in here and some pomegranate tea. I don't know what you call it, but it is delicious and very fruity. I'm gonna be ready for the day after this too. It's gonna be great. All right, I got some hair going too. What do you guys got going this morning? All right, we are gonna go deep today. So get ready. Okay, so we're gonna talk about 8 gradual steps to successfully detach from something you're holding on to. Okay, like I said, pretty deep. I think, okay, so in life, you create these ties, right? With, it can be like people, habits, objects, thoughts even, right? Certain times in your life you can like attach to. Oh, we have a cat. Look out, Gomez. There we go. Anyway, you can also attach to a place, right? So there's a lot of different ways and a lot of different things you can attach to. Sometimes, though, it's a negative thing and it needs to be broken. You just got to get rid of it. It's not an easy process to do that. It can be messy. It takes time. It takes effort. Yeah. I think usually when you detach from something, though, you end up finding something deep within yourself. And it can be really healthy for you, especially if that thing that you're attached to is a really toxic thing, like a bad behavior, for instance. Okay? So, we're going to go through 8 like gradual steps to get rid of this. Not to get rid of this, but to detach from something. Okay, so number 1 is to find the reason you want to detach. Okay? So ask yourself why, ask yourself what, ask yourself how, ask yourself when. All of the questions. Take some time and figure it out. It's hard to do something without a concrete reason as to why you're doing it, right? You could do something for a couple days, but then you're going to lose interest. You're not going to continue on with it if you're not like fully invested in it, right? So establish a strong reason that you can depend on as you go through the rest of the process. You're going to come back to your why all the time. So, yeah, find the root cause, find how it affects you, find how it affects people around you. Kind of just do that deeper thinking, that deeper dive into the reason that you want to detach from something. Okay? That's step number 1. We're kind of going to go just 1 through 8 today. Number 2 is to release from that. So you need to let it out. You need to release your feelings. You cannot just hold stuff in, because what happens when you hold everything in? You bottle it all up and you explode. You explode, you guys. It happens to all of us. We've all done this. Maybe there's certain feelings or thoughts that should be kept inside. That's great. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about like dealing with this toxicity that you have going on. That kind of stuff has to be let out. You can't keep the bad stuff in. So I don't care what you do to get it out, but just go get it out. So cry, go ugly cry, wherever you are, just go ugly cry, get it out. Run outside and just scream. Start swearing. Who cares what the neighbors think? Like, just scream. Get it out of your system however you can. Some people run when they have like these bad thoughts, bad moods, whatever, when they're just trying to get their crap out. They run. They go exercise. That's a good way too. Whatever you want to do, go do it. Let out those feelings. For me, it's a little less intense when I do it, but I write. Like, I just write all this stuff down, which is why next summer I'm burning all my journals. I don't think that a journal is something that anybody else should ever read. And God forbid if I were to die anytime soon, I don't think anyone should have their nose in that business. I really don't. For me, journaling is just getting stuff out of my head onto paper. And a lot of times it's just these weird random thoughts that have no business, right? So anyway, I journal, and that helps to like just get it out. So that's another one. And we have cat again. You guys. Oh, Gomez. All right. So that's number 2 is release. And another thing, you guys, is that, when you release all this, don't make it harmful, right? Keep it as harmless as possible. And this is about you and your feelings. Like, you're allowed to have feelings. I don't care who you are. You are allowed to have feelings. So no one should be judged for that, you guys. Feelings are what make us human, So let that out. Okay. Number 3 is start little by little and move forward. And again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about 8 gradual steps to successfully detach yourself from something that you're holding on to. So number 3, start little by little and move forward. If you start small, you end up with something big at the end. Yes. So start small and then keep building on that. It's not like an easy process by any means, but you get the hang of it, right? It's the same thing with like yoga. It never gets easier, but you just kind of get the hang of it. Like you know what to expect when you walk into the studio. All right, mister. Cats. All right. So on top of starting little by little, one thing at a time, right, is to move forward. So seek something new. You have to have something to look forward to, especially in like your day-to-day. So you want something that'll motivate you every single day so you can move forward with it. If you're slowly letting go of something, you may need something new to hold on to. It's the reason why when people like quit alcohol, for instance, they turn to coffee and cigarettes. They just do. Or when they quit alcohol, they turn to exercise and they become like crazy with exercise. That happens. We've all seen that happen. And we're like, oh, wow, that's crazy. They've got an addictive personality. Well, we all actually do, I think. But part of that is you got to have something to hold on to, something new, something to look forward to, something that jacks you up every single day. So while you're letting go of one thing, you're holding on to something new, a better, healthier behavior. Hopefully that makes sense. So when you're doing this, like, don't dwell on the pain of the past. Kind of try to imagine how much happier your life would be without this toxic thing in it, without this thing that you're holding on to. Right? For me, I held on to a version of myself from the past that was who I thought I was, that didn't at all serve me or my interests. And it was really, really hard to detach from that. It took me years, and I'm still not fully there. It comes back frequently, and I have to use some other techniques to basically like shut it down. But anyway, think about the things yet to come as this, like, as you don't have this toxic thing in your life. Like, what does the world look like without that? So think about that, because that can be a huge motivator too. Okay. Number 4, there's no shortcuts, no detours. Again, you can only move forward. There's no looking back. Detachment really takes time and patience, you guys. It takes a long time sometimes to work through every little thing. So there's no detours. You can't like jump over the wall. You can't skip steps. You literally have to go step by step to get rid of things, to get rid of that toxic stuff. It can be difficult, obviously, especially when it's painful. The question, though, is what's more painful? Holding on to that toxic thing or moving forward in life? Usually holding on to that thing is what hurts the most. And you owe it to yourself, I think. There's that phrase, who said it? Mary Engelbrett. She says, don't look back. You're not going that way. You're not. Move forward. I think looking back distracts you from being in the present moment. And that's where real life is happening, right here, right now. Right? And it also distracts you from the future. So think forward. Think about the things that are bound to happen. Right? Move forward. Number 5 is to forgive. And forgiveness is huge in detaching from something toxic. I think pride tries to take over a lot. It can make you do all the things you'll regret. Pride can make you say words to people that you don't necessarily mean. Yeah. So if all that has happened, no problem. Forgive it, right? Forgive all of that and forgive yourself, more importantly, for all of that. So if you haven't forgiven yourself for like your past shit, that's a huge step. You deserve forgiveness from yourself for all the things you've done. You are human. It is okay. So, I don't know, try saying like a mantra every morning. And just when you wake up or before you go to bed, say, I love and trust myself. I forgive myself. Just say it on repeat. The sooner you can forgive yourself and work through the things from the past, just the easier things are mentally. First-hand experience. All right, so we have 3 left. Number 6 today is to heal. Wounds take time to heal. And sometimes those wounds are too deep, right? And we can't even bear to heal them at all. Maybe eventually you'll be ready for that one. Yeah, but a way to heal is to just go through the process step by step, right? Take your time, heal, work through it. Don't run when it gets hard. I think that's the biggest thing, is to, like, when you're trying to break off from this toxic thing, it's going to get hard. Don't run from it. Stay with it. Stay with the emotion. Again, go back to that release. Number 2. Go scream in your car. Like, it's okay. So don't run. Stay with it. Like, if you stay with it, you're going to get through it. If you run from it, you're never even going to deal with it, right? So you got to go through it. But anyway, do it for yourself. Don't necessarily do it for others. Do this work for yourself, right? You're important. I mean, you are. You guys, you're important. Okay. Number 7 is to be grateful for freaking everything. I know that can be hard. To be grateful for the pain, for the sorrow, for all the things that you have gone through. Be grateful on the other thing, or on the reverse, I should say, for the joy, for the release, for the happiness, right? Be grateful for the bad and the good. Be grateful for realizing that you need to detach from something. I think that's huge. When you come to that realization, like, be grateful for that. There's a lot to be grateful for. You guys know I've talked about it all the time. Like, I'm such a gratitude person. It's ridiculous. Detachment is like, it's a learning process, right? To detach from something toxic. It's a journey. It really, really is. Every day can be a consistent reminder of how happy you are without the toxic thing in your life. Every day is a reason to look on the brighter side. It really is. It really is. So separating from what is holding you back can give you a new chance to make different attachments that might be healthier ones, right? So, for instance, if you detach from alcohol, right? Maybe you are attaching to, a healthy habit, exercising, even coffee. You know what I mean? Like, anything that you could do to detach from, I'll just use alcohol as an example again, to detach from that alcohol and make one different choice that day to not drink the alcohol and to attach to something better is awesome. It is. It really, really is. So be grateful. When you're given a chance to choose alcohol or something else, again, in my example, be grateful for that choice. You get to choose your fate. It's hard, but you get to choose it. So stay grateful. Say thank you to everyone in your life, especially yourself, for being brave, for being, strong enough to go through something. God, I'm going to cry again. I always do this. Okay, anyway, number 8. our very last gradual step in how to detach from something you're holding on to is just move forward, right? When you've done all this work, the last thing you do is just simply move forward. Sounds a little cheesy, but you do. So like I said earlier, detachment can take several weeks, months, years. It took me a really long time to detach from some toxic things in my life. But it's time for you to move forward. It's time for you to not look back. It is time for you to live your freaking life as you intended. You've made it through obstacles. You've made it through self-doubt. You have made it through, overthinking. Yeah? So it's time for you to go love yourself. It's time for you to shine. It's time for you to move forward one step at a time. And if at any point you need to go back through some of this, you go back through some of it. That's the process. It's okay. So, circumstances, things in our life, it doesn't come with a manual. There's no one telling you how to do this, right? We're just all trying to figure out life the best we can. Yeah, we figure it out. There's always a problem before there's a solution. I think life is just a series of trial and errors. You try something new, you might screw up. Great, you learned something. Try something new. Hey, it worked. Awesome, you learned something. Right? It's just continual trial and error, trial and error. The ups and downs are all part of it. Life happens. Life teaches you, and life is meant to be lived. So this life is happening for you. All right. Told you all we were going deep today, and we went real deep. So yeah, if this resonated with you guys, this is how my brain works. If you want to work more closely with me on your healthy, active lifestyle, let me know. You can go to rootdownwellbeing.com and start with a free wellness profile, and we'll start with nutrition. That's what we always do. That's where I started. So some of this information, you guys, came to me from the thoughtcatalog.com. So if you want to go there and read through that, that's awesome. Yeah, but I hope you all have a great Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye, friends.